G'day everyone, taking on a bit of a different path this week with Adam being away for the week, so I thought I'd try my hand at hosting. Dad, welcome. Not a bad week.
G'day Trent. Had a pretty good week this week.
We sure did. I suppose we'll kick off with the weekly winners circle. Unzaga was good, stepping up right in journey. Good ride.
Great training effort.
Yeah.
Well placed. Yeah, and I thought he was building to that, wasn't he? I thought he'd look quite rough in the coat his first run and second run, and he just dropped all that shitty coat out, if I can say that, and he just looked magnificent and stepping up to the 1900, was it?
Yep.
Was always going to be the correct distance and probably further now he could go. Just given a really good ride on the poly, and Noel Callow put him into the race quickly and put him to sleep rather effortlessly. So yeah, he looks like to me that he can progress, especially up here. You know, the staying ranks aren't that strong, so by scissor kick and his pedigree suggests he'll get a mile and a quarter.
Yep.
Mile and a half possibly. So we'll see where he heads to. I think. Have you got some plans for him in and around? What's that race you're talking about?
I think he's going to... No, I threw something out there to try and maybe go towards the Jericho.
Yeah.
If we could, there was a 3,000 metre qualifier race on Derby Day at Bow Desert, but it's
a bit quick now.
It's a bit quick, and not only that, once we've done it with horses we've run in the Queensland Cup before, once they get to that journey, I reckon it bottoms them out for too long. Yeah. So I don't think it's fair on the horse. Let's just try and if he can get to one of those lower level Saturday staying races, I think that'd be a good aspiration to have.
I think that's
and we can try and do that. So forget the Jericho. We try and aim a little bit closer to home and a little less, because you got to train him for 4,600 metres, which we've never done, admittedly. So that'd be a bit of a feat.
Bit of a trick, yeah.
But I think we just play the percentages and keep some speed in his legs now that he's up to his right journey. I thought Noel rode him beautifully. He was going to get hemmed down on the fence. He actually come back half a length, 3/4 of a length to allow him to get off and then put him into the race. So it was good for the family members and some other good clients in him. Fantastic effort. Moved over to the transfer meeting on Monday, which was Bassac Lane winning. I thought it was a lack of speed. The two front runners controlled it. Jimmy rode well. I actually was questioning why he didn't lead, but when you look back, if he went onto the lead, it probably allows the horse that ran second a bit of a free passage out, and he just controlled it from outside the leader.
I think Jimmy sort of thought, if he did try to go on to lead, I don't know who was on the horse to the inside of him.
Larry Cassidy.
So he thought Larry would have went with him and just made him work too much. So he just decided to stay there. And, to be fair, Bassac Lane probably needs a horse to keep him, which he did. That horse kept him busy enough.
Yeah.
And interesting enough, he said sort of, when that horse challenged him, he had blinkers on, and when he could actually see that horse, he really dug in for the fight, and he was probably always going to win, but albeit a bare margin, it was a good effort to bounce back after a mediocre performance midweek where he missed the kick badly and sort of just, I know that day that he went poorly. They were in the barriers for a very long time, and he just lost a bit of interest and focus, I think. So it was good for him to kick back on Monday and do that. How much further we go with him, I don't think we need to go a great deal further with him. Maybe one more run and give him a break.
Yep. But
he's a horse he's a really, really nice horse. Like, he's obviously his pedigree's okay. He's actually a really good type of Nakoni. Being by Nakoni, sorry. And now he's had a couple of wins and a couple of runs. We can possibly toy with taking the blinkers off him. And
Jimmy thought a mile as well.
Yeah,
I spoke to him yesterday quickly.
Looks like a mile to me too. So maybe that's where we go next time out.
Yep, no, I agree, and it was a fantastic effort. So well done, everyone.
You want to recap on
a couple of the beaten brigade?
Yes. From last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday? No, we've already done that.
You already done them, have you?
Yeah. Beaten brigade from Gold Coast Saturday. Mafaro, she stepped up to 1540 and really improved, but we sort of picked that. She blossomed.
Yeah, she she's got a lot of ability. but she wants to work against you, not with you right now.
Yep.
So once she learns to work with you, and she will, it's only a matter of time. She just sort of mentally, the wheels spin all the time. So once she sort of drops all that crappy stuff out that she does, I'm confident with her pedigree also she can get 2,000, maybe
For
two,
sure.
2-4. So
Yep.
she's always been a filly or a mare now. That's been big, tall, and rangy. She sort of hasn't filled into a frame yet either. So another run winner made and put away for a little bit, I think, and I think you'll
Good
find
idea.
she'll go on next time through. So pity she couldn't win because she was sort of those juicy odds.
For everyone that backed her, I'm really sorry. When Michael Hellier rode her like James McDonald and popped out at the top of the straight, I turned to her handler and said, "Well, she's home," and she hit the front and got run down.
Got
So
run down. So
apologies.
just a bob of the head, but anyway, that is what it is. And as you say, she improved quickly. She also she improved physically. You know, she looked magnificent in the coat, and she looks better again now. So
I agree.
I think whether we need to go out too much further, maybe run her again here on the poly over the 15-40, whatever it is, and see if she can have a kill and then put her away for a little bit.
Corfe Castle was okay. The tempo of the race didn't really pan out as expected. There was a couple that tried to ride steady that usually lead every start, and he was hemmed away under a big weight.
Yeah, so a horse we used to train, Albert's in charge, was it? He's normally just a mad tearaway leader, and for whatever reason, they decided to ride him, or try and ride him patiently.
Yeah.
And it actually began okay, and the jockey,
Jackson Murphy
tried to screw it back, and it sort of, got its head up in the air and wanted to fight him, and that sort of. Callow from the barrier actually got our horse into a super spot early, and copped that backwash. So with the big weight, 61 kilos, it was just difficult to. He didn't need that. He just needed a trouble-free run where he was in his rhythm, and I'm sure he would have picked those horses up if that didn't happen. But anyway, one that may have got away. He's sort of might be looking for a tad further anyway, so we might just stretch him out to 13.50 next time, and. He's going well. He just hasn't won for a bit. He actually works a lot better than he's racing.
Yep.
So I'm just hoping he's not one of those track workers that doesn't put it together race day. So anyway, I'm not going to be too hard on him with a big weight the other day getting beat, but it is what it is.
Divine Courage Monday was really good. Again, he's just his own worst enemy.
Yeah, he's a horse that struggles to begin, I think it's more a concentration thing with him too. Like he sort of gets in the barriers and, wanders about,
Sways.
Rocks the barriers, leans on the side, whatever he does. And Sean Cormack rode him the other day and said he was actually standing great. And they asked him were they ready. The starter asked the jockeys whether they were ready. They all said yeah. And like 2 or 3 seconds later, he let them go, and poor horse just took a backward step and ended up back where he did. Anyway, he looked to have his back last, obviously, but he made up a stack of ground and in traffic as well. So, bit of a hard luck story, I think. And once we get him, there might be a nice race for him at the Northern Rivers or a bit bigger track. I think he just needs clear ground. He won't be far away from winning again.
Agreed. And I'm Voodoo yesterday to round out the week's worth of runners. Was disappointing, but missed the kick and had a very tough run in transit.
Yeah, and that track yesterday was very, very firm off the back of what happened, the debacle out there, like the Thursday prior, where they irrigated the night before, and there's obviously some sort of washout or something's happened. Didn't look like too much water went on that between Monday and Wednesday to me.
No.
It was very firm, and
very
that
short.
little horse doesn't like that too much. He likes the give in the poly, and he likes. I know he's won at Murwillumbah, and he just likes that track where it's just got.
Get his toe in just a little bit.
Yeah, just get his toe in it. Probably a softish 5 or something, or good 4 maybe, but good 3 and good 2s are no good for him. So, but aided by him missing the kick and having a poor run also.
Follow next start. He'll bounce back. Just circumstances against.
I think so.
So moving on, we had a couple of nice trialers early in the week, Monday. Anything that you want to quickly point out to follow going forward?
Yeah, we had a really nice filly trial. I think she ran probably the quickest of the morning on the poly here. So Strong Martini was good.
Yep, she was great.
She's a 4-year-old I'm Invincible filly that had a reasonable injury which took 12 months to mend. So she's on the way back now. She's had a couple of trials in. She'll run maybe in a couple of weeks' time, depending on Ipswich race for the next 2 Wednesdays. So if that track's too firm up there, we won't run her there.
I agree.
We'll wait for the right surface for her, because we've put that much time and effort into her that she looks to be going well, and I want to give her a good experience when she goes to the races. So we may just have to wait for one. But she was good. What else do we have?
Vahini Galaxy, Parachuter, both of those fillies trialled well.
Parachuter was good.
Mm-hmm.
She's been a filly that James Moss has sent up to us. That's a little bit injury prone, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
She said
she's had splint bones.
Splint bones and different things happen to her, but she's a filly with a lot of ability, and she just bounded to the front in it was only a 4-horse trial, but controlled it and won as she liked. She's coming on nicely. She's not far away from running. Wahini Galaxy is another filly by Star Turn that the Lucky Clover guys own. She races in the ladies' Lucky Clover pink colour, so she kicks off in next Saturday week. So looking forward to that. She trialled beautifully.
I don't think much more to add. I thought Spirit of Mac was good again. That's my
Mac
trialer. He was good, even though it was slower time than the others.
Slower time, but he just went leisurely through that. So time's irrelevant there. He just had a good experience. He could have won as he liked.
Yep.
And I thought Rephrase and out of the trials, Rephrase and also Magic I Am. Not Magic I Am.
Astern Magic was good with Blinkers first go.
With Blinkers first time. He was in that trial with Parachuter. That's right.
That's about the trial wrap up, and pretty light on the runner front this week. A very nice horse resuming. The Vows, benchmark 85, 1200. CJ Graham riding 2 kilos off, getting down to 58.
Yep.
Barrier draw, 18 of 18. How do we know that was going to happen?
No, I don't know. It's a stitch up, honestly. Just keeps happening, and it's more so on the big days when you want it. Like how could you have one run and you draw 18 of 18? Couldn't draw 9, couldn't draw 8, 7, 6. Had to be 18 of 18.
So I suppose what we're trying to say is even 1200 metres being short of his best, to give him a nice soft run in transit, everything to go right. He peels out, goes bang, win, lose or draw. He has a soft run and then he improves. Yeah. What do you do from 18 and where do you go? There's a couple of schools of thought. Do we drag right back, ride for luck up the fence as Jimmy did over the mile when he won with the big weight? Do we just bounce and assess 3 wide with cover, hopefully, and then let him improve? I suppose we find out more closer to the day, but that's the kind of decision that you have to make from these ordinary barriers, and you just give away so much start.
I think he's the type of horse that actually needs to be woken up. Okay, so he's not a horse that's going to get out and lead, especially in that type of race at that tempo. But you need to be positive. I don't think you can drag him back and expect him to run well, because he just loses interest way back in the field. I think a 3 wide line with cover would be as good as we're going to get.
Worse than midfield.
Yeah, if his midfield is good, as long as he's got clear ground in the straight, he'll still run on well. He has improved pretty quickly from trial to trial, and his work Tuesday morning was pretty sharp. It's unlike him to run the time that he does.
Correct.
He's not hard to get a guide on how he's actually going on the track, but certainly Tuesday morning's work was pretty good. So it's very hard to tip him. I'd suggest whatever he does Saturday, he'll improve on pretty quickly. It just would have been, as you say, nice to draw a nice soft barrier where you just give him where he's ridden nicely. Not having a 3 wide, 4 wide run where he's going to do it tough. Anyway, that's not to be. So really need to leave it to the jockey. We can only give her as much advice as she needs on how we think he's best ridden and how he performs at his best. How much work you need to do early in the, from the barrier to settling position is important, and then as long as he travels okay, he'll come into the race for her pretty good, I think.
And we've already outlined aspirations for him potentially. After Saturday, but this wide barrier sort of throws a bit of a spanner into the works about things.
It does. So, like, he would more than likely go to the Silver Eagle at his next run.
Yep.
Silver
That's
Eagle.
in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, it's only 1300 though, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah,
correct.
It's still a tad short of his best, but anyway, that is what it is. And we'd see how he went in that race. If he performed well, we go on to the Golden Eagle. If not, we would come back and probably target the
Magic Millions Carnival of
Magic
some
Millions
sort. There's
Carnival.
the wave over 1800 here for the 3 and 4 year olds.
Yeah.
Even though it's a little bit short, the cutest race or the Cup on Magic Millions Day.
Yeah,
Either or, there's plenty of races
plenty
for him,
of
isn't
options
there?
for him. That's right. So, yeah, if you're looking for a tip for him, I can't tip him, but just hoping he runs well. And you know what? He's a horse that sort of just gives his all race day.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a. The only disappointing run he's put in for us is in the Derby where he had no luck and
Correct.
had a really wide run. He's right at the end of it anyway. So that's his worst run for us.
That's the runners for the week. I'm not going to bother giving a best bet because if he could win on Saturday, then that'd be a massive result.
Yeah.
But have you got one for around the grounds? Epsom Day on AFL Grand Final Day.
Yeah.
You tipping in the Epsom or are you going wide?
Oh, I'm going. I'm going the Brisbane to win the AFL on Saturday.
Good idea.
Broncos to win the Rugby League Grand Final Sunday.
Ooh, Panthers by 16.
Panthers.
Yep.
By 16.
Yep.
Gee, that's a bit hard.
What's your around the grounds tip in racing?
So
Saturday.
Premier Stakes. I'm going to go for my horse was just double
Was
checking.
it Bella Nipotina?
Bella Nipotina, yes. First up, Craig Williams. I think it's first up for Craig Williams there in the thing, and it'll probably get an Everest slot after that.
You're not worried about a hard track? It loves getting its toe in.
Had a massive. Did you say the race at Randwick at Rosehill yesterday? They ran the last one in the best storm you've ever seen, so it may just they may have had a shower or two go through there, so the track might be too bad.
I reckon think about it's unbeatable in that race
Yeah,
for what it's worth. However, that's
probably
not,
is, but it's $2.15.
Correct.
It's about $6 this one.
That's not my tip. My tip, I'm sticking with Kovalika in the Epsom. Running the Theo Marks at a distance short of his best.
Yeah.
Didn't look flash, but sectionals were outstanding. Soft barrier this time comes into barrier 6. Morera on board, dropping 4 kilos up to a mile. It's tick, 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 and I think he will win the Epsom.
Yeah, he looks very promising. Obviously, winning the Derby here. I think Chris did say he's the real deal. I asked him, was he Chris Waller? That is. I asked him, is it how good is he? Says very good. So that does look a nice race for him second up.
Issue of the week,
Issue?
or
Which issue?
I suppose not issue. Well, there's plenty, but it was just interesting. Masara's filly scratched with a bad blood last Saturday from the Jim Maloney. I think it was the 1400 metre fillies race. And I had a chat to Leah, who's his co-trainer, shareholder in Unzaga. Well done, Leah. 1,000 Guineas been moved to the back end of the carnival after the Cup week. What's your thoughts on that?
Well,
Don't like?
No, I don't like. Oh well, I don't. I'm more of a traditionalist. I
Me too.
think they should. The call for Guineas was always Saturday, and the 1,000 Guineas was always the Wednesday, or they coincide. One of the two. They did run them on the same day for a couple of times, but like those fillies should be afforded the chance to then go on to
Progress on.
to go through to the
Cox
the
Plate,
Oaks.
Wakeful, Oaks,
Yeah,
whatever.
all that sort of stuff. So and that doesn't allow them to at all. You're going to have to hang on to those horses for another month or so, which is difficult. But yeah, I don't like it.
I agree. Anything else? I think that's just about a wrap. The track's coming along beautifully out here behind us, and to be fair, can't wait for our horses to have a rip up on the grass. It would be fantastic. I think it's about a month away having a gallop, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've got to wait for this tunnel to be finished, and then they can drop the, they can they'll
Drop
do
the
a
crossing.
drop in crossing here, which is a you can. Warren Williams told me the other day they can race on that then over that the next day. So that's encouraging because I was a bit concerned about how long that was going to take to settle down.
Yep.
And but no, that's good. The grass looks amazing. I walked it the other day. It walks like carpet. It's beautiful. I noticed they give it a good haircut, and they've top dressed it during the week. So I tell you what would be good, a couple of storms come in and
We need some rain
if
desperately.
we get some rain, because it's very dry, you know, that'd help that along no end. And
Yep.
yeah, looking forward to when this is finally all done.
Aren't we all? I think that's about us for the week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Adam will be back on board next week, and no doubt things will be a little bit more polished. But best of luck. Hope we back a winner. Go Kovalika in the Epsom and the Panthers in the NRL. Thank you.
Broncos for me. Good luck, guys.